I love international movies. You know, I'm a Korean head.
Adderall sword really fucking my whole world up right now.
Yeah, that happened to the best of us.
It's really bad. What's up?
Why is there
Anyways.
Adderall shortage, Joey?
Because more people have been getting diagnosed with Adderall in the last 3 years than, have been diagnosed with ADHD.
It's
If you're gonna be an
overdiagnosed ADHD.
asshole, you could go to the room. You're being real mean to me right now. I don't know why she's being like that.
Wait, Joey's
Can't
getting
have
bullied.
I'm getting cyberbullied and everything. All right,
Dude,
everybody,
she
welcome back.
She won, dude. She doesn't need to be nice anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can always initiate the death match in order to divorce her. At that point.
Yeah, I mean, you're in an annulment time frame still.
I'm not gonna annul it. All right, I'm gonna fucking just fight her in a death match. I'm gonna 1v1 her out here in the streets. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I'm your host Joey, and this week we're discussing RRR, or as it's known in English, Rise, Roar, Revolt.
All
right, Eric, you've been pushing us to do this movie for a long time, so I'm gonna need you to tell me why.
It's been a hot minute, and I think my coworker recommended it to me. That's why I wanted to see it. And then, I love international movies. You know, I'm a Korean head.
This is our first Bollywood film, right? Is this technically Bollywood?
I don't know. Bollywood sequences, I'd count it.
No, but that's Bollywood in the colloquial American sense, right? Like that's what we associate Bollywood movies with. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's made out of Bollywood. Like this could be theoretically an independent film in India, right?
It could be, but by the intro cards, it looked like that one company just controls everything in India. That Penn Studios.
Yeah, well, and this is made by T-Series, right? T-Series also showed up in the opening, which is like a YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck Penn Studios is, though. My ignorance is showing pretty bad. But I'm also trying to figure out why this got so big in the United States.
It says pretty much if it's from that production company, and then and if it's in Hindi language. Is this in Hindi?
They do they do have a Hindi dub of it, but it's not primarily in Hindi. It's in Telugu.
Yeah, that's the native language that it was shot in.
Yeah, because it says long running times, colorful visual styles, repetitive plots, musical numbers, and happy endings is what's considered.
That's what Hollywood.
Oh, okay. So they're not calling. So they're just calling Bollywood a genre, and not necessarily like a specific production. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, this is Bollywood as hell. If you don't think you're gonna like Bollywood, you will not like this movie.
I mean, for sure. Yeah.
I also think the reason it got so much coverage in the U.S. is just because of the award season. It was just
I mean, it came out not that long ago, and we were starting to respect foreign films more, like the award seasons in the last couple of years.
This is what 2023.
2022 it came out, so
so this would have been 2023 Oscars.
Yeah.
Yep.
When it was nominated. Now, the song that was nominated was the song at the wedding or the song at the end of the movie? Song at the wedding.
The wedding.
When they had the dance battle?
The Natu.
That shit was hot, bro. It
was
so funny.
God.
So I watched the whole movie with Mikey. Me and Mikey watched all 3 hours of this movie together. And we're giggling at the crazy shit these motherfuckers, when they're flying through the air, catching motorcycles and dancing on it or whatever. We're both yo, what the hell is happening? And then it's the song when it's describing their friendship, when it's doing the friendship montage where they're falling in love with each other. And he's like, man, this music is my shit. He's like, I love this shit. He's like, it's so good. Yeah, he was like, yo, I don't know what this shit is, but it is banging out here right now.
Were the songs in English?
Some of them, no.
They were all in. Nothing was English. You had to just
okay, cool. I was hoping that they weren't in English.
Yeah, dude, there's no way they were gonna dub that much. That would take way too much dubbing.
Well, sometimes when they were singing, it was dubbed. But
but they're not gonna dub it in English.
Montage, it wasn't. But the songs that they were physically singing, some of it was dubbed in English. They were really just picky choose what was getting dubbed in.
I'm sure they had a
Yeah, because we all watched it in 3 different languages. I watched it in Telugu. James watched it in Hindi.
You didn't watch it in Hindi, did you?
I don't know what language I watched it in.
Was it in English?
There was some English. Like the English people spoke English.
Then it was Hindi.
Yeah.
Netflix. Oh. The legal way that you watched it, I'm sure it was probably in Hindi.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like the English people spoke a different language in the original.
No, they spoke English because they're English.
Oh, I spoke English.
And I mean, most of India, I think, speak English because the whole colonial rule of England or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like too far fetched that it would have just been also in English, but also their mouths matched, so they had to be speaking.
The only one that didn't speak English is the shaman because he's like a tribal person. Like because all
a boy.
Because the cop and everybody they know English because they're like they're in the culture and they're being changed by the man.
Let's just do this early. I want to get it out of the way. Who's sexier, Bahim or Ram? Now, I'm not just talking. Hold on. I'm not just talking about raw sex appeal. Okay, I'm talking about the whole package. This isn't a marry, fuck, kill situation.
The thing is,
this is who do you want to spend your life with?
The thing is,
you want to spend it with Ram, bro? I don't know. Beam has a raw sex appeal.
Beam is strong, dude. He's strong as hell.
Bro, when he did the fucking Captain America helicopter scene with the fucking lion attacking him, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, but he only has it in his heart to save one person. My cop was trying to save a nation.
It's not about only having it in his heart. He was just doing his job. That's his job.
It's much more nuanced than that.
He didn't even care about the peoples, all right? It was about getting that little girl. Whoever got destroyed. He was just getting in, getting out. Mr. Cop Man was saving the world. He was Captain India.
But he said it himself. He was like, brother, I was too ignorant. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You gotta cut him some slack, dude.
Yeah, okay, sure. But like if for 30 minutes of a 2-hour or 3-hour movie, you finally realize that for 2.5 hours he was selfish.
Bro, he said he's from the jungle. He said he was from the jungle.
I'm trying to figure out how he was supposed to know that this cop dude was also fighting for a village.
If you love him that much, you should know, dude. If you're gonna love that bromance like that, you should know.
But he said it himself.
But he never told him.
Himself.
Yeah, but you should know, dude. When you're that close, when you're flying through the air, when you're standing on each other.
No, the cop didn't even know until he took off his ceremonial garb or whatever. Yeah. The cop was like, "I've been trying to kill my brother this whole time."
Yeah, I think it's worse for the.
But he let him go, dude. Shaman just said, "Dip, I'm out. I'm gonna hit you in the head. Peace, brother."
It's because the cop didn't tell the shaman the whole story, dude.
Yeah, I think it's worse that the cop missed all those clues, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, he was being a rat fuck who was only doing his job.
He was a good spy, though. The shaman was a great spy.
Oh, the shaman, yeah. The shaman was doing the fucking work out there until he fell in love with the white man.
The cop gets caught that he's not one of them right away. It's not even like he's good at like hiding. Because the old boy clocks it right away. He's just like, oh no, I gotta dip. This dude is not one of us, really.
Bro, no. But that was different though, right? The only reason that guy found out is because the guard saluted him. It's like, oh, bro, what a dumb fuck. He clearly came up to you whispering, like, hey, don't say nothing. I'm a police officer. Then he goes, yes, sir.
It's because he pulled one of these instead of one of these.
He's a bad undercover, dude. You gotta line that stuff up, dude. When you're working for the top Englishman, you gotta set that up better.
Man, fuck that guy though, dude.
What was that dude's name?
Bitch, Scott? Governor bitch ass.
Right.
Wasn't it? His name wasn't Governor Scott, was
Adam Scott or something.
Adam Scott, Adam Scott from like Parks and Rec?
Yeah, no, Governor Scott Buxton.
Governor bitch, dude. That's why.
Hey, the wife though, Buxton's wife, crazy,
dude.
Where's she from?
No, her face.
I've never seen her day in my life.
Oh, Indiana Jones, bro, in The Last Crusade.
You know, it's crazy. She's in Major League 2, and I 100% have seen that. I see that movie. I've seen it multiple times.
She's the love interest from The Last Crusade.
Which one's The Last Crusade?
She's a bad guy. She's a bad guy.
She's a Bond girl.
A Bond girl?
Holy shit!
She's done a lot.
Yo, this was kind of a big get for Triple R right now. What the fuck? That's weird.
Dude, she was in Beaver Falls.
Whoa, Eric, I don't need to know those films. Please.
Who's the love
sake.
interest, Jenny? Like, she looks familiar. What has she been in?
He looks real generic, brother.
Yeah, I think she looks generic.
She's in some like HBO show called The Head.
Whoa, brother, I don't need to know.
I don't need to know. You know who I want to know? I want to follow more of Ram's wife, or I guess fiance.
Nah, it's his wife, bro. You know they got married. What are you talking about? Sita?
Which one's his wife?
Sita?
Alaya Bhatt.
That's his wife?
That's his fiance.
Fiance, dude.
Come on.
They never tied the knot, dude. They're common law married.
It says fiance, yeah.
They've been together since they were 12, bro. What the fuck? How much does it take? Damn.
It's because he had a mission.
He's trying to just like topple down a whole like society. Like he ain't got
literally
time.
topple down the English government. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did anybody
when you're doing that?
Did anybody pause it and read what it said at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
What did it say? Because I was like, I'm not pausing this. It's just a 3 hour long movie.
It was just like it's a fictional event based in like pre-free India.
Yeah, pre-independent India.
It's more or less like, hey, this stuff like this happened, but it's actually not based on this. This is like an original idea. Not these characters aren't real, but it's based on stuff that happened.
Yeah. British government, don't be mad at us.
Yeah.
Hell no. What? That's kind of.
Sure they didn't actually say that, but I'm saying like.
When you put that, that's your way of saying like, hey, we're not saying this is a 1-to-1, so like, don't get mad at us.
We're not saying we actually hate. Bad. Yeah, you're not saying we actually hate you, but you know.
Because I mean, they're portrayed terribly. Like, so I can see why they're being like, hey, England, don't sue us.
I have it right here. The story of this film has been set in the backdrop of pre-independent India and is purely fictional. The characters portrayed in this movie, the geographical area, the incidents shown, costumes, dances, linguistic dialects, and culture attributes are fictional. This film, apart from showcasing the culture and geography, doesn't imitate or imply any person, whether living or dead, doesn't indicate any race, caste, creed, or tribe. Any resemblance whatsoever is purely coincidental. The producer, the director, or the technicians of the movie have no intention whatsoever of hurting anyone's sentiments or disrespecting any traditions or the beliefs. Yuck.
Dude, they cover their ass.
Yeah, you're not lying. They're like, we're not trying to disrespect nobody out here, bro. That's fun.
Could you imagine if like they did that every time to make like a Nazi movie? Like that's what that feels like to me. Where it's just
so I think the caste system is probably something really important in that, right? Like they're like, we're not trying to take a swing at anybody in any castes above us. So like, don't shit on me, please, people who are above me in the caste system.
And
like,
I think
it could also work the other way though. Like it could be like we're not trying to portray like the people in the lower system to be just absolute slums and dogs.
But typically it's not like that, right? Like when you're in the above caste system, most of the time it's like because otherwise, like there is no caste system. If the people at the top care about the people at the bottom, then there is nothing.
No, I'm talking about like the media, like people, like a viewer watching it. Like if they portray like India as just like all people broken down, it's like no, we're not like that.
I don't think Indian people are worried about, disrespecting poor Indian people. I think the poor Indian people probably aren't going to see this movie because they're poor. They got to spend their money on food, brother. They can't be spending it on film.
But then too, you have the perspective of like the cop who's like one of his people, and he's just beating up on them to start the movie. Where they're just
absolutely wrecking fucking shop, dog.
At least 100, man. Honestly, maybe more.
At least 300.
Yeah.
300 minimum.
Dude, if it was 1,000, I'd be like, that clocks.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would have been like, I synced every single one of them. When he started breaking people's necks on accident, that's when I was like, this dude's a killer.
So when they do the final scene where they walk away or whatever, it might be 1,000, man. Because like, there's so many people crippling away, like they're limping and they're struggling.
Oh, you mean like the final battle scene or whatever?
Yeah, after he gets old boy and finally gets out there, he hits himself with some water, and then like it like snaps to like after, and like there's all those dudes are just beat up.
Oh, yeah. No, they're not beat up. They're just like, I took it more as like they gave up. like, oh, all the might of the English army in this one brown guy. We got to get the fuck out of here right now.
He instilled fear into them.
I think they were beat up because they were like some of those guys were limping. Like you ain't limping out of fear.
No, but those are poor people. You know, like I'm sure those people are just like hurt from having to do manual labor all the time. And those were not like the most like the wealthiest people out there. They're just mad
the most robust.
Yeah, they're mad. That's about it.
If he wasn't a superhero though, he 100% would have died.
Yeah, but if he wasn't a superhero, it wouldn't be a Bollywood movie. That's like a Hallmark trait.
It also would be like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, it would have been over real quick.
Bollywood, you got the super strength. That should be one of the criterias.
Oh yeah,
super strength, and then your hair's always in the wind, constantly.
Not my boy Ram, dude. My boy's Ram's hair was perfect. My man had his shit looking fantastic. King James died?
No, it just froze the camera.
But no, Ram shit was like perfectly put together the whole time.
Yeah, it was gelled, but even then, dude, you could still see the wind trying to fucking. He just always had wind following him, dude, like making him look good.
They had some crazy like wind scenes too, like where everything was just blowing through the air.
So, I mean, I think I need to say this. How does everybody feel about this movie, though? I didn't love
it's too long.
It's way too long. I like multiple times. Mikey and I were like, "There's no way we have a ton of time left in this movie, right?" And we would go up, and it'd be 2 more hours.
Dude, like, I swear, dude. There's like so many times where it was like several hours.
I only did it once. And that was in the beginning. I was like, what?
Go ahead.
When I was like, when's this shit gonna like, do its thing? But then after Ram did his thing beating up all those people, I was like, I'm locked in. I'm in.
I wasn't even locked in even after that. It took the bros falling in love for me to finally start giving a shit.
Montage.
Yeah.
In that montage, I'm like, this could have even been cut in half. Like, there's so many scenes that could have been cut in half. Where it was 20 minutes, where it could have been 10.
But they had to get that music in.
Yeah, sure. Like
the music accounts for like maybe like 15 minutes of the runtime.
And it's this style. Like, this style is what it is. Like, that's what it is. Like they say, it's long run times. It's big musical numbers. I get it. I just don't have to.
And then there's a couple times where it kept on flashing back to Ram's childhood. I think it flashed back.
But you needed that. His story doesn't make sense if you don't have that.
Not that. It like re-summarized it again. Like it showed us that initially, and then like towards the end of the movie, it did it again.
No, but it didn't add a ton to the movie. Like there's like
flashes, it's like 2 minutes.
Like 2 seconds.
It's like 2 minutes that they could have saved.
The thing though is like, even when it's like, oh, it's a payoff to being like, oh, this kid, this is him, this is why he's doing his mission because he's actually a double agent or whatever. Like I get it, but it also was still very long. That was almost like a movie in itself.
Yeah, it was. It was a short film. Not even really a short film. It was a TV movie.
It was like 35 minutes.
Yeah,
like, and it was good. But I think every section of this movie I think is good, but it's also just like you could have told this story with like taking some stuff away or just cutting it down. Like still tell that stuff, but you don't need to spend 35 minutes on every thought in this movie. And it just adds up. But next thing you know, you're 2 hours and 10 minutes in, you're like, I still got a whole hour.
And you could have conveyed the same thing with 45 minutes left of the movie.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think, but our thing too is like the music numbers are so long. They're great though, don't get me wrong, but they're so long. Like and they're not going to cut those down because that's the style. But like,
go ahead.
They should.
Did you guys stick around to the very end of the movie?
Yeah, so I watched a little extra like dancing thing, and then I was like, okay, watching it. I times like 3'd it though. I was like, let's kind of.
Oh no, you did not stick around for the ending. No. I'm talking just to the start of the credits. That's how far Mikey and I watched. I watched everything to the end credit beginning, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not sitting through all of the credits of every single motherfucker who worked on this film. I'm out of here. But like the end song, you didn't even have to watch it. Like the end song meant nothing. All it was just praising the different like areas of India.
And it's like to show the characters and stuff like that.
No,
like
but those weren't characters. Like the dancers
that's
weren't even
actual
all
Indian
characters.
history.
Those were all Indian, like people from different parts of India. But like the only three characters that were, it was really just the three main Indian actors, and then the white lady showed up to say one line in Telugu or whatever.
2 seconds.
Yeah, and then she got out of there. But like,
yeah, that was like
it was
5
totally
minutes.
unnecessary.
I timed it. It was like that end song was 5 minutes.
But then it was too far in, anyways, like that.
Right.
But they didn't need it, sure. But like, yeah,
bro, have the credits playing during that. Like, just show the credits.
Can you imagine though, in the theaters, like in India, how hyped everyone was at the end there?
But this is just every other Indian movie, isn't it? Like, I want to know what sets this apart.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell my coworker since I've actually watched it now. Like, what if they're all 3 hours long and they all have 30 minutes of music?
They all do. That's a crowning feature of Bollywood. No, but
I'm saying 3 hours long. I'm going to say, is this an exceptionally long film?
I think they are all that long.
Yeah. What other Indian films are like this? Like, I'm sure there's a ton that are like in this range.
Dude, a Bollywood movie on average is anywhere between 2 and 3 hours, with some films even stretching to 3.5 hours or more.
Okay, so it's typical then. So I mean, it's like a complaint for us, but like,
no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm asking what sets this movie apart. I've been racking my brain because nothing from what I've seen of Bollywood movies, this movie is like every other Bollywood movie.
Are they just action-y?
Yeah, more action-y, I'd argue.
Yeah, I think they're even more. Yeah,
this is like less action.
Yeah, and the CGI is not great.
None of them are great because they're made on such a low budget.
Yeah.
Eric said this movie was made for $69 million.
66. Come on. Don't add the extra three.
I mean, the only lower budget movie we've seen this year is Godzilla -1, and that shit banged.
And this cost a lot of money.
No, well,
but no, it made 150 million.
Yeah, this made a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm looking. Yeah,
you're looking at the Crococos or whatever.
Yeah, it says.
Don't look at the domestic. We don't give a shit about that. Yeah. We care about the worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
Worldwide does make a difference, yeah, because I'm looking at domestic and it didn't make any money.
Well, but is that domestic to America or to
America? Like $595,000.
I mean, on the numbers, it's saying 14 million.
Yeah. When you look at Rotten Tomatoes,
I'm looking at the numbers, man.
The numbers is our trusted source, James.
Yeah, because it says box office gross USA 595 or 596.5K.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Yeah, where did you get that number from? The numbers is very trustworthy, though.
This movie kind of banged in Australia, though. What the fuck? Made almost $2.5 million in Australia? No, there was that many Australian people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the hell?
That's a tiny little prison island.
The numbers.
Yeah. But yeah, I just ask your coworker what set this movie apart, and I want her to be like,
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her, is this overrated? Just from my feeble American mind.
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, yeah, dude. That one actually sucked.
We don't have anything to compare it to.
Well, right. That's why we're asking the expert. We're gonna ask the lady who's seen.
The consensus is this is great.
Yeah, critics and audience love it.
Yeah.
Apparently, the director is a highly acclaimed director. That's why.
Is he the Spielberg of India?
I would argue he's just the dude of India, whatever his name is.
Oh, they only got one.
I mean, shit, we only got one Spielberg.
I think if I like these movies, like this style, I think I would find it great. I don't want to watch movies like this. Like, I'm not the audience for this type of movie. Like, and I don't think it's bad. I'm just not the audience.
I think it's probably the same issue that all Bollywood movies have or will have if I ever watch another. It's too genre spanning. It's just trying to do too many things, and it's like, I need you to do one thing because you're overstimulating me. Too much.
Yeah, I want to say maybe it's because they have to do that in order to accommodate everyone, so that everyone can see this film and feel like they got something out of it.
That's a quitter mentality. Yeah, you can't be giving everybody everything.
I think it's built for the type of people that normally watch these movies. I'm just not.
No, but I think all the movies are like this in India. No.
Yeah, and I think that's just the style. Like, it's just trying to think of.
Oh yeah, this dude literally is.
Be racist.
He's quote unquote the biggest Indian film director ever.
Yeah.
Quote, India's most significant director today. He has directed 12 feature films, and all of them are box office hits.
Damn.
Shit, what's a bad Bollywood movie?
What are her other movies though? Like, what are her other like?
They're among the top 6 highest grossing films in India to date. Like,
and they're rated well. Like, maybe we need to watch another one of those. Did she have like a 2 hour and 10 minute movie?
It's a dude. It's a dude.
Oh, does he have a 2 hour and 10 minute movie?
No, I guarantee you he does not.
171.
That sounds long.
He said 171.
Which one was it? How much is this?
That's 2 hours and 50 minutes, Eric.
158.
158's 2 hour 30.
134.
134 is quick.
125. He's getting shorter as his first movies are shorter.
Well, yeah, because they didn't.
158.
This movie made so much money in India.
It made a ton of money, dude. It just made a ton of money overall.
Oh no, this dude's always making long movies. 161.
But I think it just goes with the territory. Like I'm more surprised if they're short. Because wow, like, your Bollywood movie must suck. It's got what, one fucking song in it? Yawn.
Dude, we gotta watch Slumdog Millionaire. Like,
not the same thing. Hold on. This is a joke. Right? Because Slumdog Millionaire is not the same type of movie.
But it's similar.
No, but it's an American movie. You can't even compare the two.
Yeah, it'd be like saying American Old Boy versus Korean Old Boy. They're not the same, not at all.
Not even
exactly.
Close.
But you can still watch both of them. You can watch this one.
But yeah, I could watch any fucking movie with an Indian actor in it. That doesn't mean it's gonna be like a Bollywood movie.
But this also doesn't have like, I've never seen it. Doesn't it have like music and stuff too?
But it's like calling homage to the genre, not actually a film in the genre. You know.
Let's see. That shit's 2 hours though. Let's see.
Come on. We watched The Batman. That shit's 3 hours. Don't make it a Bollywood movie.
Did it have a song in there? I think I heard one.
Yeah, the same Nirvana song they played throughout. Meow, meow, meow.
Was there a bromance in the Batman?
There was. I would say the Riddler was all over the Batman's junk, dog.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a romance crime movie.
Over the top action.
I don't think there's any action in Slumdog Millionaire.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
It's about a kid who wins the Indian Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
So it was
nominated for a ton of Oscars.
It says SDM represents a seemingly Bollywood, although not technically Bollywood production.
Right. So it's like Bollywood.
So like Joey said, calling homage, taking inspiration from, etc., etc.
It's like an American Bollywood film, is what it pretty much is.
I don't know if I like that.
I'd rather go to the source, man.
I don't know if it's good, but it's like people. No,
it is good. It's like an award darling or whatever, but it's still not going to be the same thing.
It does everything like Bollywood does, but with like American spin. It seems like.
So they're cowards.
I'd rather go to the source, man.
Yeah, give that shit straight.
I don't know, dude, because this is supposed to be one of these great ones, and it's just okay. Like, I don't think Slumdog Millionaire is going to be worse.
But maybe Bollywood movies are an acquired taste. You know?
Yeah.
No. I think you either like them or you don't. I don't think if I watch 10 more Bollywood movies, I'm like, okay, I finally get it.
I think you might, though. You might actually build up an appreciation for this movie. And like, you might be able to come back to it and be like, oh, now I get why this one was so great. After watching like good Bollywood movies, you know?
I honestly think that we did ourselves a disservice because this is probably going to be the best Indian movie we've ever are going to see, and the rest of them are just going to be bad.
Yeah, I agree. I think watching it at home
I don't think so though, because I mean, India does other movies. They don't do just Bollywood.
So now I want your mission to be to find us a movie that we review.
Well, we need to watch other Indian style films that are from India for sure.
But yeah, I was gonna say, but Slumdog Millionaire ain't it?
Yeah,
that's an American film.
Yeah, I want it to be an international film, an Indian film, preferably.
I'm gonna tell you right now, though, I ain't got that dog in me. Because I agree
Maybe
with you, James.
in 6 weeks.
This movie to me is just okay. And it does not light the fire under my ass to go see more Indian films. But if one is presented to me, I'll view it. But I'm not going to be like, give me the top 10 Indian movies of the last decade in order of importance.
I want to watch one more just to see, but not anytime soon. But I'm like,
go ahead. Whoever wants to go.
I'll ask my coworker, and I'll give me a list of your best films ever.
And then too, it's like, do we watch another film from that director, or do we watch someone else?
No, we got to watch someone else.
Yeah, someone else.
So
because we know,
maybe we look for another film of one of these actors, maybe.
I would almost say we got to use our Indian resources that we have to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they mainline that shit.
They'll know. They'll 100% know.
I'm about to ask all the Indian people I work with, "Ayo, bro, tell me the best Indian movie you've ever seen, because I need to peep it."
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, tell me Triple R was underrated or not overrated, and give me an actual good one.
Because I have a feeling
this was fantastic.
No, I have a feeling it's gonna be like, how American people are like, "Oh man, Selena was the greatest fucking thing to ever happen to Hispanic people in music," and fucking Mexican people are like, "Yo, that bitch sucked dick. Watch or listen to this." I have a feeling it'll be the same thing, because when things get overhyped like that, it's like, no, what? That's just the Western idea of the best Indian movie. This is the real shit. And then they give you like a hand-printed DVD or whatever.
Well, my thing is a ton of shitty CGI. Like, I don't know how you can, like, when it has all this stuff that's just bad visually. Like, honestly, I didn't
care about the CGI looking bad, to be honest.
Really, the animals looked terrible.
Yeah, but there was major animal scenes. I thought a lot of it should have been 3D.
Hold on, there was one major animal scene. Come on.
Dude, the whole scene where he's hunting the tiger the first time, or lion or whatever.
Then it's 2.
Yeah, and then all the action sequences look like they were in 3D. Like when they're flying over the bridge and they're throwing stuff, looks like it should have been like in 3D.
Bro, that's the same shit as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Oh, and that movie slaps. It's all wire work. They're all doing fucking acrobatics with wires. And the whole time it's like, I know they're on wires. It is still dope as fuck, though. He still kicks the shit out of somebody in the head.
It doesn't visually look as like gooey. Like this stuff looks like too like like fake.
You seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon recently?
Not recently.
It looks bad. It does not look good. But it's fucking Jet Li doing wire work with a real sword.
Sure, but this movie came out in 2022. It's like that movie came out a lot like longer ago.
Sure, but
I think that's like low on their tier list.
Yeah, this shit was also made on a shoestring budget. They didn't care about but also there is no I need to suspend my disbelief here. I'm watching 2 superhuman beings fight each other.
But if something doesn't look good, it still doesn't look good.
Sure, but like you're saying, like if there was a ton of animal scenes that didn't look good, but it's like no, the 2 animal scenes, yes, the animals looked bad the whole time. They were terrible. Hold on, I'll be right back.
And even then, in 4K, I didn't mind it. I was like, you know what? I love the action. I love the 2 dudes. I could completely negate that. Sure, the CGI did look a little bad, but I didn't care because I was locked in with the action and the story.
I mean, the thing is, like, it has great fight choreography. And it has like great storytelling, but the thing is, I'm just not gonna give it a pass because my thing is like, I understand it's a low budget, but like that's not my fault. Like, but
I don't think it's even on their like priority list. I don't think they're like, okay, let's try to make a movie that looks good. I think their priority is first, let's make a movie that has good songs in it, has great leads, and has a good story, and then we'll worry about the CGI after we spend money on all that.
All that stuff is good. Like I think they knocked that out of the park.
Hold on, the story is great. What's the respect on this story?
Yeah, it's all good. Like there's
story is great.
Could it be different?
What don't you like about the story?
There's nothing I don't like about it. It's good.
Then it's
I just
great.
don't think. No, I wouldn't say like great means it's like sometime that's like all time great. Like this is like it's
No,
good.
that's perfect.
It's
Great has wiggle room. All time great is legendary. I'm not saying it's an all time great. I'm saying it's great. The story is enticing. As soon as it's a little slow at the beginning, but after it gets going, it's great. It's fun. I had a ton of fun with the story aspect.
Yeah, every scene, every like when I thought the story couldn't get any wilder, it just kept on getting wilder.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the things I loved about this movie. Just the constant, it just kept on upping itself.
Like how?
Bro,
the story kept getting deeper and more complex.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? It definitely kept upping itself.
Like when it was like
the only thing that really changes when you find out that he's like his secret job is. We know the whole time what these two people are doing, but we just find out.
Well, we're not saying. Hold on. Just because it's upping itself doesn't mean that we're saying it's like a twist fact, right? You're not saying that, are you, Eric?
No. Just right. I'm saying the whole thing, action, the story, like everything just kept on going up.
Yeah, it's like a steady, like upward trajectory for everything. It's like take the movie started relatively small. This person needs to get this child back. This other person wants to be going up through the ranks, and then as we get more story, it starts ramping up everything gradually. And I don't think anything was too major.
I don't think so, though, because I think the first scene, sure. But as soon as we get into the first scene with the cop, we're already seeing, like, it's ramped up. I don't think if anything, it goes down and comes back up. But the second major sequence is ramped up. This dude is doing superhero stuff, fighting, and, like, all these crazy action sequences. Like, that is what the movie is. Like, I don't think, like, it like, if anything, it slows down and then picks back up. I don't think it's like, it starts off slow, then gradually got better. I think it more up and down.
But the story's complexity grows as it goes.
Yeah.
You can't say it doesn't.
I don't think it gets that complex outside of the fact that you find out that he's having a bigger picture.
It's not Tenet. Nobody's saying it's like a difficult movie to understand. Sure.
Yeah, it's not super deep.
It's not just like two dudes hanging out at the park for 3 hours. You know, there are wrinkles to the story that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little wrinkle would be like Molly is with the chick that he's trying to go with. Like you discovering that, it's like, oh wow, Molly is with the girl that Beam wants to get with.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's like we should. I don't think that's a big thing though, because he's taken.
That's why it's gradual, right? That's why it's gradual.
It's a little wrinkle.
Yeah, it's not something major. It is gradual increase.
So you guys thought she was somewhere else other than with like where she was with Jenny.
No, we're not. But again, we're not saying we're confused or anything.
I'll tell you, what's like? Is it because the character like finds out that's where she is? Or that's what you're saying is like, because the character himself? Because
you're like, sure, Mally is in this big building somewhere, and then Beam wants to get in somehow, and that's all I'm thinking about. And then you're like, there's this nice girl that he talks to that happens to be nice to other to Indian people. I'm like, she's nice, so maybe he wants to talk to her. And then after that, you're like, Beam and this girl are a thing. And then she's like, I'm trying to shop for a dress. And you're like, what? A dress? And it's like, I'm trying to shop for a dress for this girl. And then like Beam puts it all into his head. And I'm like, oh shit, it's fucking Molly.
Yeah. And just because you like, also, I don't think it's a matter of like, I knew that the whole time. I made that assumption the whole time. Like, that's not the point that we're trying to get at. Because sure, you can assume in anything, and like you could have assumed exactly how the movie was going to play out.
Yeah.
Because why? Like, clearly it was going to be a happy movie. Everybody's going to win in the end. But like, that's not the point. It's like it slowly is like unraveling the story a little bit, giving you a little bit more, a little bit more. And again, we're not saying it's the deepest, most complex, best movie we've ever seen, but that it was a good pace. You know, for what a 3-hour movie is going to be in a language that we don't speak, you know? Like, I thought the story was fun and engaging after the first 30 minutes, you know? Like, and it made, like, towards the end when they were whipping everybody's ass, I was like, this is fucking rad. I love this right here. I wish it was just 2 hours of this.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's some of the best stuff they do is just the action sequences, like because it's one, the fight choreography, and two, it's just like it's just like bombastic. Like you just like this thing, you know, from after you get past that first thing with even though that lady gets smacked kind of bogus, but like after that, you know, like when they say, "Oh, don't waste a bullet" or whatever, and then the guy hits her or whatever. So then like if you that's your first like glimpse of like, oh, this is gonna be I wouldn't say like a comic book thing, but like something just like
not embedded in the real world.
Yeah,
it is something fantastic, is what it is. Something fantastical.
Yeah.
Because even like
that lady even got hit.
Yeah, I also did. Because even like, because after all the bromance that Beam and Ram did together, and they're like, and Beam's storming the castle, you're like, oh, surely Ram's not gonna, arrest him, right? And then he proceeds to try to arrest him. We're like when that happened, I was like, no fucking way he's gonna try to arrest this man.
I mean, or even just finding out why he was such a race traitor, because that's what he is. Like in the most plain text, he is a race trader for what we think is for absolutely no fucking reason.
Yeah,
and the whole time you're like, yo, why is this dude such a bad guy? What the fuck? Who hurt him?
So I never thought that he wasn't gonna like arrest him. I thought the whole time, but I also thought his motive was just to move up the ranks, and that's when you think like, oh, he's a terrible person if his whole goal is just to be an officer and be this.
Yeah.
But then when you find out like, oh, okay, he's sacrificing this guy he considers his brother now for the greater good, then it's like still kind of wrong, but I understand where you're coming from, because like it's for the greater good of people.
But I don't think he was ever going to sacrifice him. I think even when he handed them over or whatever, I think he instantly started concocting the plan. I don't think he was ever going to just leave him out.
I think so too.
I mean, he was beating the shit out of him. I don't know if he thought he was going to survive that.
I mean, he was hitting him. He did survive it. He knew he was going to survive it.
I don't know.
Bro, he knew how fucking strong Beam was.
Yeah, he knew he could take it.
Maybe. I mean, once they brought that other whip, dude, I don't know.
That whip was wild. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
He would have just killed him if he was going to kill him. I think the whole time he knew exactly how hard he was hitting him, which is why he wasn't bleeding that bad with the normal bull whip. And then that's why she was like, take this thorn whip. Yeah. And then he fucking flipped over the trap card and activated thorn whip.
That was crazy.
Man was bleeding fucking.
The power of music, though, he was never going to go down.
No. Hell no. Are you kidding me?
Dude, that scene was powerful. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Was it?
That shit was wild, dude. Not him kneeling.
It was cool, but it was a little cheesy.
It was corny as hell, wasn't it? Yeah, there were multiple points where I was like, I'm sure in India this shit bangs, but right now I'm like, this is corny.
Nah, dude, I transported myself, dude. I was in, dude. I was like, oh shit.
No, I felt a lot of this movie is cheesy, but like I think it's supposed to be. Like,
so I'm glad you brought that up though, because half the time Mikey and I looked at each other and I was like, supposed to be laughing at this because this shit is unintentionally fucking hilarious.
Even their bromance, like it's supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to.
No, I was laughing the whole time.
I think their bromance is supposed to be something real. You're supposed to be like, no, these two dudes love each other. Like I don't think it was even that funny. I thought their bromance was really well done. Like it's over the top because the whole movie's over the top. But there was at no point where, like when they're doing the dance battle, I wasn't even like, this is funny. I was like, Ron better be a real bro right now and show up.
I
was also thinking,
that stuff is great though.
The
like
dance
I don't even
battle
think that's
stuff?
up for debate. Yeah, like anytime, like that whole sequence when they're at the party or
it's
whatever.
A party. It's a ball or a dance is what she called it in English.
It's fantastic. Like that is like, to me, that's like the height of the movie outside of maybe like some of the action sequences.
So that's your favorite part then?
Could the white dude have been a little more racist?
Yeah, a tad bit more.
He was the least racist person in this whole movie. Other than
he was
Jenny.
just upset because they were stealing his girl. Like that was less so race, more so just being like, "How's this?"
I don't know. No, he called them worthless brown people.
Yeah. When he said that, racist. I was like,
yeah, that was straight racism.
I think he wouldn't have even batted an eye at them if they didn't come after his girl. Once they got his girl,
they wouldn't have given him a line, correct? Yeah. But the whole time, that shit he had that shit cocked and ready to blow.
100% racist. So that he was like,
ready to
that's not for debate.
Yeah,
I just think we've seen some characters like the general and his wife that are like super villain racist. Like,
but is that really that false?
I
don't know if it's that false. You know,
they say that the sun never sets on the English Empire.
Because they killed a lot of brown people for that.
Yeah, a lot of people
for that spice, quote unquote.
Some real Arrakis shit. They got him for the Arrakis.
Not the Arrakis.
Your favorite part, James?
When he breaks him out. Even though like I don't like the animal stuff, the scenes where they're like literally Ratatouille, I love it.
Oh, I was like, there's no animals in that scene.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. So that's it. I'm thinking of the scene before where they burn the house thing or whatever. But anyways, after that, it's when they.
Is there animals in that scene? That's the last. That's the last fight scene. Is when they burn everything down. There's no animals in that either.
You're talking about
you're talking about rushed inside and he like comes when he's trying to steal the girl the first time.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
Yeah, that's the scene I was getting mixed up, but not that scene. But the scene so after the cop gets caught for trying to let them get out, so it's like after that stuff. Yeah. So it's the next major scene.
It's Beam rescuing Ram.
But it's just the rescue, as opposed to the final fight scene where Ram goes full fucking Indian god or whatever.
Yeah, and that's cool too. Like it's a good scene. Like the arrow stuff is really good, but I don't know but then the thing with that one is
good.
The thing best about that is because then you get both parties working together, and in the other scene, it's kind of a one-man show.
Now, did you like the arrow CGI?
No, some of that fire and stuff was terrible.
Really? I didn't think it was that bad.
There's a scene where he's like standing in the middle, looks all majestic, but the fire around him looks like they just added a little like sticker.
You're gonna have to screenshot it because I didn't think it looked bad.
What were you looking? What were you looking at? This like 480p?
I mean, he definitely wasn't viewing it in 4K.
No, probably not 4K, but like probably 1080.
720
probably 720
Blu-ray, maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it says 1080. I mean, they could lie to me and tell me it's not. So
I think it's that part.
Yeah.
I don't ever trust it when it says 1080.
I thought that fire stuff looked good.
So did I. I was like, this actually looks really good.
Those explosions looked good.
Especially when compared to the animal shit earlier in the movie. Because the animal shit, I was like, nothing can get worse than this. But they couldn't use real.
That a lot of times.
Yeah, and they couldn't use real animals. They said as much in the beginning. They were like, all animals are CGI in this movie. At that point, I was like, fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't care about the animals anymore. Because at least they didn't cut a snake in half or whatever the fuck.
I've been alright with it.
Eric, what's your favorite part? No. You tell me yours.
My favorite part, and it kind of got me, I'm not going to lie. It hit me, the Ram backstory. And then,
did it hit you?
The whole, I legit cried when his mom and brother died.
Really? I was like, that sucks.
Guys, I'm telling you, I was locked in. Like I don't know, maybe it was because I was a little sad yesterday, but I was in.
I mean, that probably doesn't help.
Yeah, I think the sadness will help.
That unexpectedly got me, and I love the whole aim, load, shoot. Like I love that.
That scene was straight fire, though. That was hot. When his dad is laying there dying, he's got a finger blown off. No, that shit was that shit was heart wrenching.
I want to see more of his dad, to be honest. Other films he's been in.
Yeah, he was really good. James, I'm rewatching this sequence. I don't know what part you're talking about because everything in here is real fire.
Like, dude, there's this. I can't really see what you're seeing.
I'm just rewatching the whole sequence. Everything looks really good.
What do you watch on Netflix?
Yeah. I mean, and it's crisp, and I'm streaming this stream right now, and it is still. Yeah. This is god tier shit. Like, there's a couple things, right? Like the explosion that goes off when the bike blows up, and you see it from far away. It's like, the whole forest is CGI. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this isn't gonna look good. But like, this looks good. This is where they put all the money at. Other than his wig. His wig during this part of the movie, I was like, yo, this looks like shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, they should have him grow it out.
Had a good head of hair. Like, bro, he can't grow this shit out? What are we even talking about here? It's for
the tight.
Yeah, probably. But like, this wig looks dirty and cheap. Gross, bro. That's my least favorite part. I'll talk about my favorite part in a second. My least favorite part is his wig during this end scene.
Who's Ram's?
Ram. Yeah, Ram. Don't say Ram. Eric, it's Ram, please.
Hey, he said in Telugu, he said Ram.
I know, but it's Ram. It's
I'm saying the character Beam called him Ram.
Yeah, but he's some ho-dunk fucking shaman from the country, bro. It's Ram.
I'm just saying, in the native language, they kept on calling him Ram.
I know a guy at work. His name is Ram. But you know, they could be from different parts of India, so who the fuck?
I think it depends on what type of native language.
Yeah, he probably speaks Hindi, your coworker, man.
I mean, he speaks American, but yeah.
Because like I know someone and like some people call him like Ramsey, some people call him Ramsey, and it's just like some people are called.
But Ramsey is different.
Yeah, but they're like spelled the same, but like one's like Indian, one's like Muslim or something, and then there's like different.
When you say Ramsey, I thought he was white.
Egyptian, like, or something like that.
Now, the bike in this scene, the bike looks terrible. When Beam picked up this bike, the bike looks PS2 graphics.
Gotta love PS2s.
So bad.
Of course,
but I'm not expecting like top-notch fucking CGI.
But like, why? Like, why should we just say it's okay?
Because the budget is low. That's why. I mean,
not even that. Just because it's part of the Bollywood aesthetic, I think.
If this movie was a $200 million film, I would 100%. Mm-hmm. The animals should be perfect. The fire should be perfect. The overhead shots should be. For $69 million, though, this looks 66. Really. The movie is just so nice, dude.
But like my thing, I guess too, like $69 million is yeah, 66. My bad, I did that too. That wasn't even like a joke. That was like
I know
serious. I still think it's enough of a budget because we've seen movies that are made for like $200-300 million that look better. Like
$200 or $300 million. That is more than
no. I'm saying like there's literally movies made for less than $10 million that could do better CGI. But also too,
but those movies
3-hour long movies,
right?
So that's,
and those movies I think are more geared towards the CGI. I think it would be disingenuous to compare this and Godzilla -1 because Godzilla -1, if the CGI was off even a little bit, it would have been like, why did they even make it? They might as well put a boy in a suit and been done with it, you know?
Yeah.
And you also got to think this studio is literally pumping out movies. They're probably just crazy amount.
Well, but that I don't know.
So if I'm gonna shit on the MCU for doing that, I'm gonna shit on them for doing that too.
Yeah, I agree with James's point there. You can't be like they're just putting out so much, so it makes sense. Well, don't do that. If that's the reason, like if you found that in an article where they were like, "Well, we're expected to put out 70 movies a year, so of course our shit's gonna be bad," I'd be like, that's not okay then.
Yeah, that means like, oh, the team was working on this movie and another movie. Yeah, that's
that's unacceptable. Because then they're crunching. You know,
but like I said, I don't think their CGI is a priority for the studio. Probably. Also, this dad has been in so many movies.
While we're talking about their bad fucking employment shit. All right, I'm allowed to shit on them for this. But no, I think. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, James, and going, okay, it's a low budget film, so it's okay that it looks a little bad. But if they could have given it more money and more time and didn't because of the reasons that Eric is saying, then I'm on your side. I flipped. Yeah, you know, because fuck them. They should have given this movie more time and money, and it would have been beautiful. Like this movie at $150 million, bro.
Oh, crazy! It's insane.
Dude. Yeah, it would have looked like it would have been up there with the best MCU movies. I'd argue.
Well, we don't know. More money isn't always better. We saw that Spider-Man movie that they gave him more money and it kept getting worse.
Yeah, but that's different because it was one
single man
doing it in his basement while also hitting and sexually abusing women. So you know.
Yeah.
And this is the greatest Indian director of all time. I don't know. There's two different dudes. That's all I'm saying. Different project leads.
So like I'm looking at like the final battle scene and just like some of the fights to me just looks weird.
I think it's the copy you're watching. Unless are you talking sparks that look weird? Or are you talking full on fire?
I need to the picture. I posted a picture.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't even get
to full on. Yeah, it's like full on fire scenes look weird.
That's how fire looks,
that's real fire, James.
Nah, man.
You're used to fake fire.
They use real fire?
Those trees were legit on fire. I was watching it in 4K just now. Those trees were on fire.
So I'm like, Google RRR, real fire. They're like, we did not harm a tree in the making of this.
No coconut trees are harmed in the filming of this movie.
It's literally cheaper for them to actually burn down a tree than to CGI a tree.
It's not about money though. It's about like them nature.
No, I think it might have been about money. They put the whole disclaimer at the beginning, bro. They're like, "Don't be mad, dude. It was just a prank, dude." Yeah. I mean, but like, you know, CGI can take you out of it. Like, I'm not saying like you're an idiot for thinking that, because there have been times in movies where CGI I was like, this looks like shit. Why am I even in this film, like, watching this shit, you know?
My thing is, I just think, too, the time thing. I think they could have tightened it up, put some money in other places, and this could have been, like, a perfect movie.
If this was one of those 2.5 hour Bollywood films, I agree.
Mm-hmm. If it was just tighter, I think it could have just been fantastic. Like, and I just think there's just little things about it that stop it from being fantastic, especially because, like, the way this thing is rated and the way this thing is received, like, this shouldn't have problems. Like,
but maybe it's just problems because we're not cultured.
It could be like,
you guys could be, too critical. I don't know.
No. Hold on. You can't be too critical because you're spending 3 hours watching a film. You can be as critical as you want, okay?
But I started this whole thing saying, like, I don't know this genre. This genre might not be for me. And if that's the case, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, there's just things where it's like, I would, if this was a 3 hour, like, if Nolan made the same movie, I would have had the same problems.
It'd have been dog shit. Come on. Hold on. It wouldn't have been
Nolan,
this good.
Hold on, though. He would have used real animals. He would have places. That's a little. So that might have actually looked better.
He would have cut a tiger in half.
Yeah.
He would have killed a man.
He would have raised a tiger from, like, as a cub, so then he can say it's his animal. He can do what he wants.
Nah. He would have got Alec Baldwin and indicted on a federal charge of murder.
They shot each other.
I mean, yeah, I think I agree with you. It's just not my genre, but I didn't grow up with it.
Yeah. I think it's more so that than anything.
Yeah, no, if this was a sci-fi action movie that came out in the 90s, starring Keanu Reeves, I mean, this would have been a 10 out of 10 for me, dude. Easy, bro. Easy 10 out of 10.
Surprisingly, all of Reddit is, like, in love with this movie. Like, all the comments on this thread are like, I love this shit.
Sure. Like, this is a movie, it's easy to say, like, oh, I love it because everyone loves it.
The hype.
Yeah, I think that's what
action,
it is. That's what it is too, though, right? Because what do you do? What do you look like saying you don't love the biggest Indian movie to ever come out in the West? You must be dumb. You must be an idiot. Yeah, well, guess what? I am dumb. I'm a fucking idiot.
And look at my reasons for I don't like it. It's easy for you guys to pick them apart and be like, oh, but like this, and this. Most people aren't going to say that. Most people are just going to be like, oh, it looked good. They didn't have a lot of money. Oh, like, it's like so easy to defend
forgiving.
it. Yeah. See, like, I posted another picture where, and maybe just me, I just think this stuff looks weird. And maybe I don't think it's real fire. Maybe it is real fire. I don't know.
I think that looks good.
I think that's real fire.
I think what they did is they plated it, right? So that is an actual shot of real fire, and then behind them they put the just plate of him, and then they just like imposed it on top of each other. But I do think that that's real fire.
It looks like a video game to me.
But it's a still frame of a movie. You're not supposed to be viewing it at just that frame, right? That's supposed to be one of 24 frames that went past your eye like that.
A lot's going on, though. Like, that's just... Yeah.
I've seen enough slow-mo, guys, so no, that's real fire.
Shit, that might be a slow-mo guy's still that they bought from them and put in front of them. But yeah, I think I agree with you, James, is that it's really easy to love the same thing that everybody else loves.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, there's only 5 rotten ratings by critics.
And who's going to be the critic to say, like, oh, this is terrible? Especially, like, if you have a bad track record already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a slam dunk for you to be like, yeah, look, I agree with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy says, our director S. Rajamouli's maximalist ode to machismo, nationalism, and male bonding. RRR pushes the boundaries of believability on a minute-to-minute basis. from the Indian Express.
You give it a good or a bad score? I don't even know how to take that.
The ride?
That sounds like everything that everybody else likes about the movie.
That sounds like I thought it was good.
Yeah, it pushes the boundaries of believable. He just didn't think it was believable.
You know, shit, dude. It's two superheroes.
Bikes are tossed, bombs are tossed, Brits are tossed. RRR throws so much from all directions, and yet I left the theater feeling nothing. Ram Charan and NT Ramo Run are in their element, but it's a blooded affair. I guess those are his two leads.
No, but that's valid.
But that sounds like somebody who doesn't watch Bollywood movies.
Yeah,
because it's perfect for a Bollywood movie lengthwise.
Yeah, I could see that though. The other ones though also sounded like they kind of liked it. The first one sounded like they liked it, so that was confusing to me. The second one sounds like
it's a Ryan.
Yeah, they just didn't get it. And then the third one's like they just didn't get it. Like it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
The fourth R in this title might have been repetitive, as this popcorn or its Indian equivalent action picture runs out of gas an hour before it runs out of the movie.
Bro, an hour before the movie ends is when the shit picks up. That's when the movie gets great. I don't know.
The film rings hollow because it never pauses for a breath and does not grant its two male protagonists anything akin to recognizable human qualities.
I agree with that one. Holy shit. Those are the things that I totally agree with. If it had slowed down and really gave these men something more to do, like emotion-wise, this movie would have been perfect for me. I just don't think, because the only emotions that they have are love and determination, you know? Like, that's not enough. I need something more than that.
You needed someone to get killed again.
Honestly, but like, I also just got done watching all of the, what are they called? The Lord of the Rings movies. And when you're making a bromance movie, if it's not on par with that, it's not perfect, you know? Like, everything will always be a lesser bromance than Lord of the Rings. Because that's a bromance movie that all three of them are perfect to me, you know?
But the thing with this, as soon as you get a point of, like, emotion, they're already on to the next thing.
And they're dancing.
Like, yeah. And even the relationship, like, the deceit and all that stuff like that, and the coming back together and all that stuff, it happened so quick, which is kind of crazy because you took 3 hours to, like, do something, but yet the development like of just emotion, you're just like, no, we gotta get past this so we can get back to the action, get back to the love.
And like Ram's emotional like development didn't even happen with the main actor. It was all the child actor who did all the heavy lifting emotionally. Like that makes it even worse, bro. That's crazy. This movie, I agree with you, James. This movie is a little bit of a mess. I just think I'll be interested to see what you score it. I think I liked it just a little bit more than you, though, but a lot less than Eric. I think I liked it a lot less than Eric.
You guys liked it a lot less than I did.
I mean, the thing too is like you're already at a disadvantage when you have a movie like this because 1, it's 3 hours. 2, it's not in English, so you're already fighting against the common crowd, and then it's just like so you kind of like.
But we're not commoners.
Sure, but like that's why I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm already giving in on some stuff.
I mean, did you look at watching this movie as a chore because you're like, oh, it's 3 hours? Ugh.
Might have came in with a bad mental.
I mean, I don't like when we watch any 3 hour movies. I'm always pushing for 2 hour movies.
I'm saying, where you're just like, ugh.
But you always come in with a bad attitude about it?
No. I've always, I know, but my thing is though, I always would prefer to do shorter movies. Like the fact that it's 3 hours, it's not great, but like it is what it is. I wasn't like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this because it's 3 hours. Like, is that what you mean, or do you just mean like?
It sounds like you're coming in with a bad mental. I don't know if you're just verbalizing it incorrectly or not. But it sounds like you're coming in every time there's a long movie. It sounds like you automatically dock it.
No, but I was hoping this was gonna be good. Like I was like, okay, it's like, and even the poster looks rad. Like, this is like I knew it was like Indian, or I'm assuming it's just considered Indian.
Yeah, you just call it Indian.
But like, so I was like, okay, I knew there was gonna be some singing and some dancing, and then I knew there was gonna be some action. So then it's just like I was hoping it was good, and then based on the scores, I was like, this is gonna be great. Like, I think this movie just was going to be good. Like, I was expecting this movie to be great. So I didn't really care that I was giving 3 hours. But once it was said and done, I was like, damn, 3 hours, huh?
So you pulled an Eric. You came in with too much hype.
I think so.
I really thought this movie was going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And Like it's not bad though. I don't think this movie. I wouldn't say this movie's bad whatsoever.
No, anybody who calls it bad is being a contrarian. Like calling the whole movie bad, you're just being a fucking smarmy prick. You know, because there's got to be parts in this movie that somebody has to like at some point. Like nobody can watch this movie and be like, I didn't like a single piece of this.
Yeah, because like you guys, go ahead. Because you guys might have rated it lower than me, but I can see your points. I get your points that you guys are bringing up, and I'm not just gonna be like, oh, you're dumb, you're an idiot. But like I get it.
I also didn't come in with a bad mental though. I was like, this movie. Hopefully, this movie's good. I didn't even think the movie was going to be great. I just didn't want to hate it because 3 hours is a long time, and I don't like. I didn't think I would like very many Bollywood parts of this Bollywood movie, so I was coming in with probably even a worse outlook on it than James was.
And my thing too is I'm more not okay with a 3 hour movie after the fact. It's very seldom it's before the fact. Yeah. Because if this movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even 2 hours and 45 minutes, this thing like counting like this thing is like legitimately over 3 hours. Like it's like by the time you finish watching the last little thing, it's like 3:02. Like
yeah.
Because by then I'm just like, God, like that's a lot of movie. And then especially when you're watching it though, and maybe you guys are able to not do this, but as I'm watching it, I'm just like, once you're an hour in, 2 hours in, you're like, I feel like we could have cut some of that. Like, I don't think there was a need for this to be 3 hours.
Yeah, when the movie gets slow and it's not a good slow, I start editing in my head. Yeah, every time.
But yeah, but when we do 3 hour movies, it's more after the fact, where I'm just like, and that's the way it's coming off, as it's more so before the fact. Yeah. But it's like after the fact, after I do it, I'm just like, man, because it's if I watch a 3 hour movie and it doesn't feel worth it, I'm like, damn, we could have watched something else and I could save myself 45 minutes.
Because you didn't feel like that for the Batman, right?
No, I love the Batman. I haven't rewatched it, but I mean, I watched.
No, like, but that first time, nothing's gonna beat the first time. I feel like the first time is gonna be like you're chasing that dragon every time.
I mean, the Justice League one, I watched it the first 3 hours and then 1 hour, only because I got tired and I started it too late. But I would have watched 4 hours of that.
Do you like Zack Snyder's Justice League more than RRR?
No.
Okay.
Woo! Okay.
But it's also like a 4 hour movie, so like it's a little. If this was 4 hours, I don't know. Like.
Well, the way you were talking,
anything is pushing it.
The way you were talking,
yeah.
What if they did a Hateful Eight?
I love Hateful Eight because the dialogue is so enticing.
Where they split it up into like a little. How many episodes is it? Like 5 episode series.
It was 6 episodes.
Is it okay? I thought it was 4 to 5. I wasn't sure.
But what if it was all in Hindi? And Samuel Jackson does some of this.
I mean, if I through reading, if I can feel the dialogue the way I do in Tarantino stuff, I'm sure it'd be fine. Like, I don't mind Tarantino movies being long because the dialogue's always so good.
But the dialogue wouldn't be that good because Tarantino's writing in your native tongue, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be curious if, like, someone whose English is, like, second or third language, if they, like, watch Tarantino movies and they're like, this is film, you know?
Yeah. I can see people not liking it if that's not your first language, because I think the majority of what Tarantino does is just the context and the people being people in a lot of sense. But if you don't understand it, it's like.
And I think that's what this movie suffers from the most for me, is because there were things in it and I'm like, this is probably Indian as fuck. And I just don't get it. I just do not understand this shit right here.
I mean, as someone that's lived through like the colonization stuff like that, I'm sure this movie's fantastic. Watching them just like
gun down white people,
go against the English and destroy them.
All right, boys, you ready to do some ratings realistically?
Did you say your favorite part, Joey?
Oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to.
Oh, all right.
Dude, he loved the bromance, dude.
I did love the bromance. Let's be real. The bromance was my favorite part. There was something. There was something so heartwarming about Ram letting Beam win the dance battle, carrying him on his fucking back probably for 2 miles before Jenny swooped him up. And then at the end of the movie, Beam putting him on his shoulders so they could kill more British people. Dude, that one, I was like, this is fucking straight fire.
That stuff was cool.
Yeah, it was dope. When they're hanging on the poles of the radio tower, and then they go 1, 2, 3, and slingshot themselves up. I was like, fucking, I love this shit.
Yeah, that seems cool.
And then, when Beam's introduction, I think, is one of the best character introductions of any movie I've ever seen. The fact that he catches them boys, and you see him looking big as fuck with the tiger, with that,
he's like,
yeah, and then that fake CGI tiger's giving him fake CGI cuts all over his body. I love that shit.
Yeah.
It felt like I was watching a student film. This movie had so much heart in it, no matter what. Even for the parts I hated, this movie had so much heart. You could feel it. S.S. Rajamouli wanted to make this movie so goddamn bad.
You know what they say about Rajamouli?
He makes the hell out of a Bollywood movie. That's what they say about him.
He's fantastic.
Really, he's the Tarantino of Bollywood movies.
What more could you ask for?
Nothing. And his previous 3 films before this one, I think, are all on Netflix as well.
Oh shit!
So maybe we'll throw Bahubali the beginning and Bahubali 2 the conclusion. Maybe we'll bang them. Me and you, Eric.
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah, Bahubali.
I mean, he has a movie that came out in 2012. It's called Ega. It only has 10 reviews by critics, but it has 100%, and it's 2 hours and 30 minutes.
That falls within our acceptable time range.
I'm saying.
This dude looks fucking rad too on the screen.
He looks like someone I've seen before.
He looks racist.
It could be.
You're thinking of Raj from Big Bang Theory?
Nah, I don't think so. Dude, he has some movies with bigger budgets too. I kind of want to see one of those movies.
Yeah, I think the previous 2 movies had bigger budgets. No. Triple R is the highest budget Indian movie of all time.
Yeah.
It says.
Dude, why does it say? Oh, I'm looking at box office, not budget. That's why I was like, what? Yeah.
And I watched one that made more money too. Fuck.
I mean, he has a couple of films that are like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I mean, but I'm only watching these one. I'm only watching one of these each. It's too
I think that's fair.
It's too overstimulating. I can't watch these like every week. That would kill me.
No, I'm not saying we're watching next week. I'm also not saying we're watching it like in the next 6 months.
Yeah, it's like we only watch three Korean movies a year. We only watch.
No, dude, I feel like we watch more than that.
We might. But no, not with award season coming up. I can't be dedicating 18 hours fucking to Bollywood movies. I'll die.
Nah, dude.
All right, I'm gonna say we forego doing questions this week because we are already at 1 hour and 13 minutes. Really pushing it. All right. Scroll down. List load. All right. RRR. Oh.
The Triple R.
What did we watch last week? Somebody help me.
The Reliance?
Self-Reliance, right.
Self-Reliance, yeah.
Yuck. After watching this movie, Self-Reliance sucked even more.
What's funny is I think I gave it a 6.5, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, this is better than that, but I wanted to give this a 6.5.
Oh no! So what does that mean? Are you going to give Triple R a better rating, or Self-Reliance you're going to fix in 12 episodes?
Fix in post.
No,
we only got 12 episodes, and then we get to re-rank all of them.
I think it's fair to give this movie a 7 because, honestly, 7.5. I may have nitpicked, but a lot of it is good. But honestly, the fight choreography is some of the best fight choreography in film.
They go hard.
Yeah.
Eric?
I'm gonna give this. I think I'm gonna give this a 10, dude. I'll be honest. 9.5. 9.5. The way you're looking at me like that.
No, what? Don't let
you
me
can
take
that 10.
Score.
You can put that 10. No, in 12 episodes, if you're what?
I was gonna say 9.5, and I thought you guys were gonna make fun of me for not giving it a 10.
No, I'm gonna make fun of you for giving it a 10, bro.
9.5. 9.5.
No, but if in 12 episodes you want to give this shit a 10, give that shit a 10.
I respected you defending this movie. Shit, there's no wrong with that.
I could judge you and still respect you.
Yeah. I could judge and respect you at the same time, actually.
I'm going to respectfully judge you, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Oh.
Respectfully.
Bro, every time you're walking out the door, I respectfully judge you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I don't know, dude. I was going to give it an 8, but that 7.5 is looking real nice right now. But why wouldn't I just give it a 6.9? That's how many millions of dollars it took to make the movie.
Yeah.
No, but I think for now, until we see more Bollywood movies, this is a 7.5. Now in a year, when we see another one, I might have to, make a mental note
and this one goes down. Yeah.
Could you imagine if this movie is just the worst Bollywood movie?
If the other one's better, like we watch 2 more, and then we look 5 years from now, we're like, man, what was the hype about? This sucked.
Yeah, this one blowed.
I don't even gotta wait the 5 years.
We did with better CGI and quicker.
And this one had the Indian Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV and youtube.com/SoonerLaterTV for our review of RRR. If you're listening and watching and showing your support on all social media, just look up Sooner or Later TV. You can catch us live on Sundays at 7 p.m. Don't worry. You can watch us on all podcasting platforms and on YouTube. Just look up Sooner or Later TV. We upload every Wednesday morning. So tune in next time for another review. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye. See you.